CTSS, Channels Television's breaking news.
Thank you for tuning in to Dayline Bulletin. I am Shah Amran, and today's headline. The famous SM Holistic Living Academy decided to do a strategic alliance with the restaurant-based business Village Fusion. SM Holistic Living Academy, SMHLA, is a pioneer in the education field of holistic health, traditional, and complementary therapies. Aligned to its motto, embracing the rhythm of Mother Nature, the Academy has brought many students to discover the world of natural therapies. It offers a unique educational experience by providing internationally recognized qualifications other than skills for life to work in the global economy. Other related short courses and workshops are also conducted and open to the public as part of continuous professional development courses. This academy thrives with their highly trained tutors, facilitators, international panel of patrons, and advisors other than their experienced and passionate founder. For further understanding on this decision, we are now in the office of the Academy's representative with Nur Hanis. Please, Hanis.
Yes, Aisha, and good afternoon, Malaysia. This is Hanis reporting live from Klang Valley. Together with me is Ms. Najha, the manager of SM Holistic Living Academy. Ms. Najha, thank you so much for spending your time with us. So can you tell me what is the main issue that came up when your company decided to come to this decision?
Thank you, Hanis, for the question. So the main issue we face in SMHLA's company is that whether we want to expand our business either by acquiring or partnering with the existing company. We have actually inspired to open a direct restaurant for quite some time. The problem is we do not have any experience in running a restaurant business. And we also thought that it will cost a significant amount of money and time to open a restaurant. So that's why we decided to consider those expansion methods.
Ms. Najha, can you explain more further on how your company decided to do strategic alliance with Village Fusion?
Okay, sure, Hanis. Okay, everyone, welcome to the meeting. Our agenda of today's meeting is we want to come to a decision on whether our company want to expand the business, whether through internet growth, strategic alliance, or acquisition. First, I'm sure all of you have read about the targeted company's information. So let me just briefly explain the overview that we have on both targeted company. So currently, Traditional Homestyle Restaurant has 2 restaurants in Klang Valley, offering catering services for the local Chinese and Indian vegetarian group. They also does catering for functions, event, and in-house customer. Their catering services cover for both small and large order from 50 to 1,000 packs. As for the Village Fusion, it's a small semi-fine dining restaurant also located in the Klang Valley. This restaurant caters food to a number of offices located around the restaurant, but however, only operates 25 working days in a month. So, I would like to have insight from you guys on this. Intan, may you start on the financial position?
Sorry, but I would like to explain on the main aspects that we need to see first before we go deeper into the financial position.
Yes, you may continue, Aisha.
First and foremost, for those who don't know me, I'm Aisha on behalf of Finance Department. I will explain about the main aspects to consider in this investment. Okay, the most important thing we have to look at is the cost of acquisition. We have to ensure that the costs are within our company's ability. Not too high and not too low. Too high, it will bring in more liability than return. And too low, it won't give us as great return as we expected. Other than that, returns should also be greater than what it costs, as that is our main objective of investing, to get a return. Next, we also have to make sure that the goals of our company and the targeted company can be synchronized. I think it will be chaotic managing businesses that have different missions and visions. In addition to that, the roles of everyone in both companies should also be refined, as we do not want to have disputes and interruption to our working process just because of some workplace politics. Last but not least, this investment should also be able to handle our competition. It should be able to reduce or eliminate it instead of increasing it. So that's what we need to focus on while considering which company and what type of investment is the best.
First of all, for those who don't know me, I am Intan, and on behalf of Finance Department, I will explain about the result of the analysis done on financial position of THSR and Relay Fusion. So, for financial position, our department has done the analysis on profitability, liquidity, and gearing ratio. As we can see on the slide that is presented right now, it is the analysis on gross margin ratio that tells us which business has more cash to pay for indirect and other expenses. Therefore, the result is Relay Fusion has a better position for us to invest since their margin of 50% is higher than THSR margin of 3%. As for the next ratio, it is operating profit margin that tells us which business has more profit after paying variable costs. Thus, we came to conclusion that Relay Fusion is better to be invested in since their margin of 43.5% is higher than THSR margin of 22%. As for the next ratio, which is return on capital employed, it tells us how much profit a business made for every 1 ringgit of capital employed. Hence, the result is Relay Fusion is more profitable since they are generating profit of 2 ringgit and 27 cent per 1 ringgit of capital employed, compared to THSR only generating 30 cents per RM1 of capital employed. The next ratio is liquidity or current ratio that is presented on the screen right now. It measures a business ability to pay short-term obligations. Here, THSR ratio of 1 shows that their asset is at optimal level, while Relay Fusion ratio of 5.38 shows that they are not utilizing their assets correctly because it is too high. However, after a careful consideration, our department came to conclusion that Relay Fusion is still better and actually safer to be invested in because they have more asset than THSR. Next. Right now, we have come to the most crucial ratio, which is gearing or debt ratio. It is used to measure a business debt level. I am sure everybody here can see the large gap between the ratio of these two businesses. Actually, THSR ratio of 32% is considered as optimal, but Relay Fusion of ratio of 3.78% is at a really low level. Therefore, it is clear and cannot be argued more by our department that Relay Fusion is definitely safer to be invested in.
That's quite crystal clear on which company we would choose. But, well, financial performance is not everything. Have you also considered the non-financial factors?
Yes, of course. I will now explain about non-financial position. For THSR, there are 3 measures that our department did analysis on. For product and service quality, the issue that arises negatively is how THSR is unable to maintain their food quality that is caused by high turnover among kitchen staff that I will explain more later. Furthermore, from service quality, THSR has an efficient front desk team. However, THSR is still not in a good position as for restaurant business, a good quality food is more important. Hence, since THSR food quality is not consistent, customer satisfaction has been decreasing and it resulted in declining sales. It is clear that this is not a good position at all and risky to invest in. As I mentioned earlier about high turnover among kitchen staff, our department came to conclusion that THSR employee management is not good since high turnover can be caused by many reasons. In case of THSR, we concluded that the high turnover was caused by kitchen staff being overworked. Why did we think like that? It is because the total number of employees at 2 THSR restaurants covering both in-house and catering services is only 12 employees. It is clear here that their employees, especially chefs, are overworked. Therefore, we concluded that THSR is not in a good position in employee management. Next. For Relay Fusion non-financial position, for product quality, Relay Fusion is maintaining the natural healthy eating vegetarian concept, which is a really good way of serving food to customers and maintaining a good relationship with them. Looking at the product quality, it has resulted in a good customer satisfaction where the business is doing very well and they have an average daily sales turnover of 3,000 ringgit, which is considered as high for a semi-fine dining restaurant. However, Relay Fusion operation management is quite not good because they have operate for 25 days in a month, while the standard working days for restaurant is 30 days in a month. I think that's all from finance department as for now.
Thank you, Intan. Nowadays, there is a growing importance to focus on social responsibility. How about our corporate social responsibility? Does investors' interest perspective have any effect on our company's attitude to corporate social responsibility?
Hi, I'm Farahin from the Business Development Team. Yes, it is very important as it is a business approach to sustainable development that takes an interest in wider social issues rather than just those that impact profit margins by delivering economic, social, and environmental benefit. Thus, it will attract customers who share the same values. From the context of our company, we are more focused on philanthropic responsibility, which refers to a business aim to actively make the world and society a better place. This responsibility usually involves donating funds, goods, or services to another organization. It also directs organizational resources to support a worthy cause or address a societal need. There are three CSR activities conducted by our company. First is for prisoner natural rescue. We aim to take care of the welfare of the stray animals by finding homes for them. Second is Women's Life Force in Action, where we provide various forms of support to women who have suffered physical or emotional abuse. Third is character building programs for the kids. These programs will help children cultivate good values and principles by learning lessons on self-empowerment, developing compassion for others, and rational thinking. These activities are very good initiative, and I think it should be continued by our company as it brings positive impacts to the society and our company performance in the long run. Regarding the investor's perspective affecting our company's attitude to CSR, yes, it did affect. There are two different investors' perspectives, which are short-term investors and long-term investors. For short-term investors, they will negatively affect our company's attitude or involvement to the CSR. The first reason is that they are short-term profit-oriented, which makes them to protect capital and might accept minimum or no responsibilities at all and solely focus on increasing their short-term profitability. Second, they focus more on profit maximization as they invest in a short period which is less than 1 year. So they would be more socially responsive to its economic interests and ignore the social activities. Third, CSR is a cause of social involvement to them as they have to take other responsibility rather than focus on their investment. While for the long-term investors, they will positively affect our company's attitude or involvement to the CSR. The first reason is that they are long-term profit-oriented, where they are willing to accept a certain amount of risk in pursuit of potential higher rewards and can be patient for a longer period of time. Second, long run self interest. Long term investors have a long run self interest in the business to get directly involved in the social issues. Third, they are concerned with the public image. This is because socially responsible activities can help investors to create a good image in the society.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm Nurhanis from the HR department. We also identified a few ethical issues in both targeted companies. However, before that, let me explain on the ethics in our company, SM Holistic Living Academy. So, as you can see in the slides, our company has always prioritized good quality of education instead of prioritizing profit, as we have offered a lot of courses for students to learn and also providing them with skills for life to work in a global economic regardless of their age. Besides, our company's motto of embracing rhythm of Mother Nature actually shows that our company is keen to explore and help consumers although they have no experience. May I also add another suggestion on how our company can maintain the ethics that we have here? So the first one is that our company can do more programs to primary and secondary school students to promote more on the courses and the workshop that we have offered. We could educate the students at an early age so they can get more exposure in what we have offered here in our company. Now, looking into the first company, which is the THSR, Our team have identified a few ethical issues here. So as you can see in the slide, the first one is the inconsistent quality of food that are still served to the customer. It means that the business not only prioritizing profit, but they also not prioritizing the customer relationship. We have also identified that they have a high turnover among kitchen staff, meaning that the relationship between the employers and the employees are not good because the employees might have been overworked and underpaid. So if we do expand with this restaurant, we can suggest them to portray a good image to their customer, like maybe putting out good food. Now moving on to the next restaurant, which is the Village Fusion. We are focusing on the personal ethics on the business owner, which is Nathan. So Nathan actually ensures that at the end of the day, there is no wastage of food. It actually aligns with his business in which that it promotes environmental awareness while maintaining natural healthy eating vegetarian concept. And we also get to know that Nathan is actually an experienced accountant and he actually utilized his business in handling the business. I think this is one of the great ethics that our company needed. If we do expand with Village Fusion, we can ask Nathan for his expertise in handling the business management.
Thank you, Hanis. Wait, but have we looked into each of the suggested investment methods? We need to know them well in order to choose which is the best method to implement.
Oh, sure. As I have researched, internal growth is one method of expansion within a business by using its own resources and capabilities. It requires strategic decision making in expanding their size, such as increasing production and increasing the number of business units. It involves diversification, which is a business development strategy. There are two types of diversifications. First is related diversification, which diversifies into business line in the same industry, such as our company can expand our product line by developing new products. Second is unrelated diversification, which diversifies into new industries, such as our company may entering the grocery store businesses, which is different from our current businesses. Advantages of the internal growth is that it has low cost. Our company will typically rely only on the internal financing for expansion, such as return earnings instead of external funding, such as bonds. So our company does not need to pay regular interest. Second, it has low risk. Our company will have more control over the resources used to grow. That contrasts with the acquisition, which involve another party. But the disadvantages of internal growth, it first is that it's slower growth. Our company will only rely on internal resources, but sometimes shareholders may prefer external growth because it offers faster growth to lift its share price. Second advantage of its the internal growth is that limited expansion. Our company will have challenge to build market share if the business is already a market leader.
Since we are also considering acquisition, let me just give you insights on it. Acquisition means when a company purchases a part or all of another company's assets or equities. And out of that, we are able to make decisions about the company even without their approval. The thing about acquisition is it will enable us to achieve our objectives quicker because now we have more to produce the outcome we want to achieve. More capital, more talents, more people without having to spend that much. It could also improve our market position by purchasing a competitor or company with similar products. This way, a company will be able to conquer more market shares in a particular industry other than reducing the competition. Our company could also have access to more specialists that are available in the other company, so they will be more exposed to new ideas and new perspectives. However, I am really concerned about the differences in working and corporate culture. This might raise disagreement or even fear of change from the employees. If we also fail to communicate well, we might face many problems later. As I mentioned earlier, different objectives of the company might also cause different way to produce the outcome. This will hinder the synergy from the acquisition. The very important concern that I found is the pressure on our supplier. Since we have become a bigger company, when we acquire another, we will need more supply in order to fit our outcome with our current firm size.
Listening to you guys made me think that strategy alliance is the best way. That's because, let me give you a little bit of explanation, that the strategy alliance is an arrangement between two companies to undertake a mutual beneficial project while each retains its independence. So this agreement is actually less complex and less binding than a joint venture because it's like two business pool resources to create a separate business entity. So for now, our company is actually doing very well. So this strategy alliance will help to strengthen our company's value, because as in the slide you can see that the advantages of this strategy alliance is that we will able to share risks, as the competitive nature of business like food and beverages makes it difficult for our company going from a academy to a business restaurant. So forming a strategy alliance with either of the restaurant that we have is one of the way to reduce our company risk. Other than that, by strategy alliance, we can also exchange our knowledge and expertise in an area that our company is lacking, like in the F&B area. As both restaurants that we have are in the F&B business, they can certainly help us with giving knowledge and expertise that we can use for the business. However, there are a few disadvantages by doing this alliance. The first one is the lack of trust, as strategy alliance is a separate legal entity. So one partner maybe will point the failure finger to another partnering company like us. So building a trust is an essential yet most challenging element that we have to make it successful. Another disadvantages that we can look at is the differences in management style. Like our company, we have been in the education industry for quite some time, so we may handle things differently than both companies that handling a restaurant. So we need to keep in mind that if we do choose strategy alliance, we have to understand and adjust to the new management style. But then we still need to see the strengths and weaknesses of both targeted companies before we make up our mind.
Okay, so let's first look at the SWOT analysis for THSR company. As for the strength, THSR companies offer catering services for small and large functions, so it can be quite flexible for the customer as they can plan suit to their needs. THSR also successfully built awareness of their business when the restaurant has become the household name among the vegetarians. Furthermore, THSR also have an effective front desk team, which is crucial as it is the first point of contact for customers and key contributors in making sure that each customer has a pleasant experience. They also collect the deposit beforehand to avoid any unexpected order cancellation, which could create loss to the company. As for the weaknesses, THSR has been serving inconsistent food quality, which will decrease the customer satisfaction and the customer might not return to the restaurant. High turnover on THSR kitchen staff showed poor relationship between the employee and the employer. THSR also have a higher debt ratio as compared to Village Fusion. This means that companies may unable to manage their own debt and may be forced to sell off assets or declare bankrupt. For opportunities, THSR can develop their company by increasing the loyal customer. Not only will loyal customer will keep coming back themselves, but they also will help to spread the brand awareness through word of mouth marketing. Next, THSR also should try to offer new menus because new and improved menus keep the business relevant to the market. For any restaurant business, it is essential to stay up to date on the latest food trends to keep the customer interested in the brand. Other opportunities that THSR can take into action is to offer special deals such as discount and 1+1 offer because customers are drawn towards product on sale. Lastly, the threat that might face by THSR is that the customer might change their preferences. Over time, the customer will be more focused on eating for their health due to the current pandemic. Another threat can be seen when many competitors enter with the same services. They might offer better deal and lower prices compared to THSR. Lastly are the potential rising prices of food. For example, maybe any ingredient that THSR use are limited in the future market and they are forced to buy it at a higher price. That's all for THSR SWOT analysis.
Now, let's look at Village Fusion SWOT analysis that is presented on the screen. Firstly, for strength, they have a stable financial position as what I had presented earlier about how Village Fusion profitability, liquidity and gearing ratio are all in a good position. And also, they are doing very well and have an average daily sales turnover of 3,000 ringgit that is considered as high for a semi-fine dining restaurant. In addition, Village Fusion always ensure there's no food wastage at the end of working days, which is really good. Furthermore, the owner, Mr. Nathan, is also an expert and experienced in business management. Hence, it is clear that if we invest in Village Fusion, we will benefit a lot from them. In addition, Village Fusion still have some weaknesses despite having good strengths and a good financial and non-financial position. However, our department concluded that Village Fusion weaknesses are easy to solve and thus not a big problem. There are two weaknesses which are Village Fusion only collects payment at the end of the month from their office customers, which is quite unsafe. Furthermore, Village Fusion only operates for 25 days in a month, while the standard working days for restaurant is 30 days in a month. However, our department came to conclusion that considering Village Fusion is a semi-fine dining, this is not a big problem as currently they are already making a high average daily sales turnover. So for the further part of this SWOT analysis, I invite Farahin from Business Development Team for more explanation.
Now, I will explain the opportunities and threats of Village Fusion SWOT analysis. From our department's analysis, there are three opportunities that we had noticed. Firstly, Village Fusion has a strategic business location compared to THSR. This is because they are located around the office, which provide high potential customers to them. The workers would prefer to have their meals near their office where they can save transportation costs. Second, the owner of the Village Fusion has a clear vision to maintain a natural, healthy eating vegetarian concept and is willing to expand their business. So it will ease our company to combine with them since our vision is aligned with the Village Fusion. Moreover, it is clearly stated that as the owner already has an intention to look for a partner, which is a good sign for our company to be a Village Fusion partner. Next, from our analysis, Village Fusion has two threats in the business. The first one is that Village Fusion's owners use conservative policies in the business management. This could be a threat because Village Fusion cannot be flexible to any changes in the future. They may be require more time to change and adapt. Second, they will also face a threat with the competitors that operate fully in a month because Village Fusion only operates 25 days a month. This may give customers the choice to choose another restaurant which operates daily as they can go at any time and at any day.
Thank you all. Based on your presentation and all the information that we have received, it is quite clear to us that Village Fusion has the upper hand compared to traditional homestay restaurant. Thus, we can reach a decision to have a strategic alliance with Village Fusion. And that's how we come to a decision to have a strategic alliance with the Village Fusion. We hope that people continue to support our company in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Najaha, for that explanation. And with that, Aisha, back to you in the studio.
The strategic alliance of SM Holistic with Village Fusion is hopefully to bring more advantages to the economy. That's all for our news today. Thank you and stay safe.